What's going on, everybody? This is Saul Sunforge here with Asgrim, or known as Gilin, for Dungeons and Taverns. We are going to play his session in Emil Alda, just like we played yesterday, the session with the rest of the group in Dahlia Carnassus. We have a split group situation right now, and so there's going to be two session for him and a session for the group as a whole until they rejoin forces together, which shouldn't be too many sessions, but it's going to be, 3 to 5 sessions, I'd say, based on the group speed. So I'm going to upload this, unedited as much as possible. I'm going to do some stop editing with OBS, during times where there's breaks and things like that. But other than that, it's not going to be edited, so enjoy. I offer it free of cost. There's no paywall to access this whatsoever. I don't even have a Patreon set up yet, actually, for even donations to occur to access this for a paywall. So this is provided to you for free. All I ask is that if you like it, to subscribe. All right. Alrighty. So, Asgrim. What?
He normally says hi to everyone he can hear in the Discord, and he didn't do it this time, so he just went, "Oh yeah, hi Saul."
Yeah, it's just me today. All right, so Asgrim, you walked the path of the tree traversal once it opens up. Once you think of Emil Alda, it it comes into vision at the end of this path through the forest. Just a short path, maybe 50 feet or so, with a golden bridge, and on the other side is you clearly can see Emil Alda, as if it's only 50 feet away. And as you approach it, you feel yourself suddenly flying through the air and falling through this tube that's made out of light, and like you can see stars and things on the outside of it as you travel, seemingly extraordinarily fast. And once you get to the end of the tube, I need you to make me a deck save, please.
Callie, are you okay? Good. You moved down.
Not too bad, but still.
All right. So as you get to the end of that tube, you notice that you were walking when you were walking through the forest. You were actually walking with no gravity. You were walking down the tube, and then it just took you, and it was an illusion of you seeing Emil Alda that close. So when you flew through the tube, you were actually flying down, and not sideways. So when you finally get to the end of the tube, you kind of misjudge your landing, and you end up falling prone on the ground there. You don't take any damage, but you fall prone on the ground there, and one of the elves, she has a silver mask on her face, and she has a spear in her hand, and she twirls the spear around and points at you and says, "You, stand fast. Who are you?"
Let me catch my breath first and stand up, and we can talk, okay? And I slowly get up with my hands visible so you can see I'm not drawing a weapon.
I see. Where did you come from? How did you just appear here? We are warded from magic from outsiders. How is it that you have appeared here?
I am but a simple teacher and traveler of the lands, and I came through the Tree of Traversal, from the Winter Tree to the Summer Tree.
What is the Tree of Traversal? I am not familiar with this term.
It's it's a way of travel from to region.
Uh, what did the region? What region did this originate from?
Not too far away.
Uh, is it elven in nature?
To some degree, it is. It's more magical than anything else, than any race.
This will be something I will have to ask the watch captain about. I have no knowledge of this tree of traversal, as you say. However, are you friend or foe?
I come as friend.
From where do you hail? Who are you a friend of?
I lower the cowl of my hood. I am a friend of both elf and man and other races. As I said, I am a teacher and a traveler, and some call me a scholar of sorts. I come here on behalf of. Why can't I remember the original town's name now? Cor
Coventry?
Coventry and other regions as well.
So you come here on behalf of Coventry? Have you been sent as an official emissary by King Bernard?
To a certain degree, yes. But not only
What does
that,
that mean now? Did he give you a royal decree or no?
Actually, he didn't. But we are acting on behalf of him and others. They're among me and my companions, and I look around and I just don't see them. Uh, I was traveling with 3 other people.
Where are they now?
I turn around again and go, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You all traveled here together? To this tree of traversal?
Yes, we all used the tree of traversal.
I shall indeed have to ask about this tree. I do not know of this tree or what type of ruse you might possibly be putting on, but true, you are of elven nature. Well, so what is it you need? How am I able to help you? I can't let you just go about your merry way. You just appeared here.
I fully understand that. And unless you are one who is actually of a higher standing within the city, I don't think you can help me a lot. Sadly.
Well, you have to relay to me what it is you wish to discuss or anything of that nature, so I can at least have something to relay back to my superior, and that's how this works.
I can understand that, and I do agree that yes, that is fully respectable. As I said,
She takes her spear point away from you, and allows you to stand up.
As I stand up, I kind of dust myself off,
Now, what is your name and title?
I am Askren.
And she pulls out from her tunic a piece of notebook and jots it down.
Of the Red Moon.
Asgrim of the Red Moon.
Yes.
Hmm. Very well. And
And
what would you
now,
say?
now, now
What?
you understand why I'm a traveler.
Yes, I do. Uh, being of the Red Moon does not disqualify you necessarily uh, from any type of diplomacy arrangements with Emil Alda. I do know that is one of our tenants. Um, as
That
for
I
who
am
will
happy to hear.
as for who will receive you, I do not know. You do not have any official paperwork or a seal or a signet
Oh,
or
oh, 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 oh. Actually, I put my hand into my bag and pull out the note.
what's this?
It wasn't meant for this matter, but it does have King Bernard's signature and seal.
I see. May I read its contents?
Uh, yes, it has not a lot of bearing on this matter because it was for another instant. But yes, you may go ahead.
And she puts her finger up, kind of to shush shush shush. And she reads the proclamation um, to the refugee camp, the rebel camp, and she says, that is a very kind offer to take these individuals back who have deserted.
Indeed.
I know that we are just post hence about to arm and equip some of our sentinels to make a journey, the short journey to Hedgewood and Sidgemire's battlefront to see what we can find out about the current
Oh,
situation.
so you are aware of what is going on to the south, right?
Yes, yes, we send patrols every once in a while when we can to mostly assess and scout the situation to make sure our interests are protected. But
So,
we do find ourselves firing at the monstrosities much more often than we have had to fire on any of Coventry's troops, which we have not done.
I am actually hear about that instance, so I might have information you do not.
Very well.
But I'm also here on a different matter. Actually, I think I have I have at least three things I need to discuss with you. And as a sign of good faith, I take off my crossbow and hand it to her. I will let you keep this, so you can, as a sign that I have no hostile intent. But when I do leave, I do hope to get it back.
Well, it was more of a formality, you see, as I do not believe that you would be able to take on the might of Emil Alda on your own.
No, but still as a gesture of good faith.
Very well, I will accept your gesture of good faith, and I will offer you one in kind. Let's go to the guardhouse, and I you can speak to my captain Reyna. She she will direct you where to go from there.
I thank you.
And
I do have one request though, that we take it a little slow because this place is stunning, and I wish just to look a little upon this marvelous place.
I'm just gonna put her next to you. But even though it's the squares are 500 feet worth, she's right next to you.
Yep.
All right. So you take a look. You take a look around this place, and um, you right from where you're at immediately. You see three docks with two small fishing boats on each side. There's nets in some of them that are coiled up on the back of the fishing boat, and they have two paddles in each one. Beyond that, you see a larger dock full full of vessels, and one actually is about to pull in here after my description. But you see the dock with two vessels, and they are currently being loaded with merchandise. And you can see somebody on the pier that you're not exactly sure from here, but you feel like you might recognize them from somewhere. If that is exactly who you think they are, because you can kind of hear their voice a little bit. Do you want to know what they're saying?
Yes.
All right. All right, stand back now. We have a lot of merchandise to load up here. There's a wagon coming from Miller's Crossing. We had a mix up between the directions on where to bring the stuff. We didn't know we were allowed to use this port, but we've been granted license for one-time use. This gentleman's telling the crew of this one ship that he's near that's loading up crates of merchandise, and there's a few chests, and one of the chests actually bangs up against one of the guy's legs and opens up a little bit, and some coins and jewelry spill out. And then he's like, "Watch where you're going with that stuff. You know, we paid good money for this." And then you see somebody else come out onto the dock. Elf, not really distinct features from as far away as you are, but the sound that your voice carries over the water. You understand? So you can hear this elf say, "All right, Sir Jinx, your stuff is ready to go. I wish you well in your adventures departing. Is there anything else I may help you with before you leave?" Do you remember who that is?
Not really.
Jinx Eros, the golden dragonborn.
Oh.
Your friend who does some work sometimes in Dahlia Carnassus. You met him in the Feywild, an exchange of furs.
Yeah, the one that was also a follower of Joaquin.
Yeah, exactly.
I turned to the elf. Oh, do you trade a lot with that Dragonborn?
I think I've seen him a few times. We get quite a few people here wishing to trade. We usually trade out jewelry and gems. Obviously, lots of wooden. We like to do some carvings and religious deity figures. We have a shop that sells little statues of Corellin, and we like to make trades. Yes, we like to barter here. This is mostly a bartering community.
I'm actually on friendly terms with him, so.
Well, he looks like he's about to depart. If he would make it over there, most hastily, I imagine you get out of there. The ship seems moored to the dock still.
If you wouldn't mind, I would love to hear what he's been up to since I last saw him. It's been a while.
I am still on watch, and so I can leave you on your own cognizance, provided you do come back to me before my watch is over.
I will be back as soon as I'm done talking to him.
Very well. You have slightly less than 2 hours time.
I thank you, and I go over and see if I can catch him before he leaves.
Off you go then. All right, and so this place is rather big, and so it takes you about a full 20 minutes to get over there. We could say about 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. And you get over there, and the last bit of merchandise is finally loaded up, and he's looking around to see if there, Davy. Looks like we're missing Davy. He's late again. He might be in the ale house. I might have to go get him. And he starts walking back from the ship back up the pier, and he sees you, and he says, "Don't I recognize you from somewhere?"
Indeed you do, my good friend. It's been a while since we last spoke, though. How did the sale of the fur goes?
The sell of the fur.
Yes, from the Feywild.
I've had some dealings in the Feywild. It's been a while, but I've been there like 3 or 4 times in the past year.
Well, I think this was the first time you were there where you got lost and turned out to be in the Feywild. I extend my hand and say, it's good to meet a fellow follower of Joaquin again. Askren.
I do remember you. Jinxie Roast, but you can call me Jinx. So what can I do for you? We're about to depart.
Not much. I just noticed you were here and I wanted to hear how the trades have been.
They've been fairly well. We've made a lot of lucrative deals with the lion folk down to the northwest. What direction would that be from here? I'm not the captain, so not very good with direction. Southeast. There we go. Yeah, the lion folk. They like to trade in, pottery and fresh meats. And really, I guess most of the meat that they get down there is fish. And so I go back and forth to Samaria and then back to them, trade them wines and fresh meats and some of the lovely wheels of cheese in Samaria. It's the best cheese around. Well, not around, because it's very far away, but it's the best cheese in this world.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm happy to hear that business has been good and Joaquin has smiled upon you.
Yes, indeed she has. We're about to bring this shipment to Dahlia Carnassus and then get a shipment of the Resium crystals and then bring those to Miller's Crossing so they can keep powering their lights.
Oh. That does sound interesting. Like, I actually have business in Dahlia Carnassus myself, but sadly I got separated from my compatriots, so I find myself here on my own. So, yeah.
Well, I do hope you find them soon, and if you don't need to join us in our voyage, you may, if you wish. And it'd be nice to have some company, someone to talk to other than these drunkards.
I appreciate the offer, but I do believe that I need to find my compatriots because we were actually made lords of a small area here, and yeah. Speaking of that, that might actually be a business opportunity for you.
Yes, I heard there was to be a coronation ceremony. Unfortunately, I won't be back in time.
That's a shame. I would have loved to have you as one of my guests.
When is it going to be?
Actually, seeing the issues that's going on to the south here, it might be a while. So,
Oh, the fighting.
yeah.
Yes,
It's actually one,
I've encountered some of the fighting. Well, my men have. And he points back to his boat, and you can see that he has 9 guards with him.
Oh,
Mostly,
Yeah.
mostly those ones that come back alive.
yes.
Sorry, my voice from yesterday. My voice is. I'm trying here.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry, man.
All right. I'll just talk in my normal voice then, if that's okay.
That's fine.
All right. Yes, we ran into the skeletons. The undead, they've risen in quite some number, I hear.
Indeed.
My boys brought a caravan of goods to Miller's Crossing because, as I was to understand, since we are not of elven kind, we were not allowed to use this port. And after an agreement was made with a quite hefty fee, I'm allowed to disembark one ship.
Hmm.
This is not my ship, however, and so the fee was quite hefty.
I would believe so. It is a rarity to look upon the beauty that is the mother tree.
And then you roll a perception check.
Sit.
31.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you see a rather huge shadow that completely blots out light. Like it's like almost as if everything around you that you can see, the entire harbor, the entire dock, even over to the other side where the guard is on watch, and indeed the bank is covered all in this entire shadow of complete dim light as you hear and the hair and your cape, everything that you're wearing is blowing. The sails for all the ships are blowing now. They're billowing in the wind. And
I look towards the sun to see the demon.
you look up towards the sun and you see an immense flying ship.
Oh, okay. I was worried for a second there.
Yes, this thing has so many propellers, and it's just minutes pass, and it's still flying over you, and it's flying at a immense speed.
I kind of like wonder. Now, one of those I would like to own.
Jinx looks up, and he says, "Oh, that's the Proudmoore. I haven't seen it in years."
Oh, I've never seen it. What can you tell me about it?
It's a actual floating city. They have their own ecosystems and things up there.
Oh,
Yes, it's an actual contained city. Like they actually grow produce and things. I don't know too much about that because I read it in a book one time, but it seems like it was rather impressive. I believe it belongs to Emil Alda.
hmm.
So Jinx says, I've not seen that in years. It flies around. I think the entire continent, maybe.
Hmm. It's quite an impressive sight.
I don't know if where it lands or if it's ever landed or anything like that. Actually, I wonder if they fly supplies up there. Maybe I could broker deals with. I just would have to figure out Huh. Maybe I won't leave just yet. I might have somebody to talk to.
You think like I do. Business opportunity.
Exactly.
But about business opportunity,
Yes. Did you have need of something?
well, as I am being granted lands and title, we have also been starting a small settlement. And
I
I
see.
was thinking to let you know where this little community would be. You know, it's always a good idea to be one of the first traders to learn of something like this.
What do you propose?
I propose that you, once in a while, help us transport some good from outside over to us, and we will let you be getting a bit of a deal on the trade tax.
By way of how? As I understand, the land that you have been granted is landlocked, save for some small vernal pools.
We are indeed intending to widen and deepening the river around.
That is a massive undertaking.
It is.
How many people do you have, and when do you plan to start that project?
Oh, that project is already started, and as of right now, we have around 100, maybe 125 people.
120. How are you paying 125 people?
We ran into some refugees that needed a place to live, so we offered them citizenship. So they're working for free, more or less.
And what is this settlement's demeanor towards my kind?
Well, seeing that you're a friend of mine, and I'm a lord of the territory, I would say very friendly. Because I enjoy our talks, and I enjoyed the times we've talked, so.
So how would we transport the goods to you before the water is deep enough to take even a rowboat of goods from a deeper body of water to you?
I am hoping to make some kind of agreement with Emil Alder, so you could bring them here, and then we could pick them up here and bring them to us, and take them back to ourselves.
How did you say their city name?
Emil Alder.
Very well. That should be good. Let me let you in on a little friendly advice. They get rather not hostile, but they get annoyed when people, for some reason, say it wrong. Even though you said it right, the fluctuation of the voice is what they look for. And since you're one of their kind, they might expect it more from you.
That is true. That is very, very
I got 'em.
good advice indeed.
And then he spends about 30 seconds saying it to you. Emil Alda, Emil Alda, Emil Alda, and so he spends like 30 seconds saying it like 3 or 4 times to you, and then of course he gets you to say it back, and then he says, "So," he said, "for now, if we can make a three-way deal here, where I can port my ship, which would fit into this harbor. It's deep enough. My ships are a little bit bigger than their ships, but not by much, and it will moor to the dock because there's still a little bit of room here to tie it down. It'll be fine. But the turn, well, I'll leave that to the captain. But if we can make a deal where I can use their ports in exchange for a discount on my goods, in exchange to bring my goods to your place, what would you give me in return?"
Reduce trade tax, meaning bigger profit for you.
Hmm. My trade tax. Ooh, he was going to offer you what trade tax he pays on average at most places, but then he says he stops himself. I'm not going to make you roll insight to notice all these things. And then he says, what percentage trade tax?
Well, officially it hasn't been said yet, but I would think the official trade tax would be about 10%. But for you, I would halve it. And mainly it's because we're a new city and we do need the trade. But not only that, we also need the income. Also, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to taxes. So if we just keep it at a 10% on every trade, then yeah, it's kind of easy for everyone to figure out.
But you said half that, so that would be 5%.
For you, yes. But I was talking about for the rest because I'm lazy. You know.
Are you going to do anything to try to persuade him to divulge the taxes he pays anywhere else before I continue on?
Yes, I'm actually going to try because, well, I haven't had much trading across the land, and well, with the winning pools, we will have some things to trade as well. So, what is the average trade tax you come across in this region and across by Dalia Canasis?
Roll persuasion. The higher you roll, the more places I'll give you.
Do.
$17. Okay, that's pretty decent. All right, so he says, well, around here, Coventry gives me 5%. I just agreed to a 7% with Emil Alda. Miller's Crossing gives me 6%. As far as around Dalia Carnassus gives me 12%, but that's because I also use their docking facilities, which for my boats when they're not in use. And I have a rather extensive fleet of 7 ships. He says, really, the average I'd say is probably about 5 to 6%. So the 10% that you give me, but for me to be half of that at 5%, it's a friendly deal. It's a friendly deal, but it isn't an extraordinary lucrative deal. And as you can see, as I just told you, I have to pay for fees to travel my goods through here in order to be able to travel them by caravan, which I would also have to, unless I bring my own, which would be probably less cost productive in the long run due to the journey.
Oh, I wasn't thinking that you brought them to us. I just thought that you could leave them here and we could pick them up here and bring them back.
Leave them here at the warehouse. Yes, I may be able to arrange this deal in this 3-pronged deal that we have going. But what would you give Emil Alda in exchange?
That is one of the things I'm here to discuss with them.
Well, it seems like I might have to go discuss them with you. as
Indeed.
it's
Now
well,
it's become more intricate.
yes, and my ship is able to be docked for another hour before I incur any fines, as I've been told.
Oh, it's gonna be a while before I can leave, but maybe we can go talk to the harbor masters.
Yes, we might have to talk to a few folks, and we have an hour to do it. And out of character, you've been away from your guard that you originally met. You've been away from her for 40 minutes. All right, so he says to you, yes, let's go speak to the harbor master. And so you go with him presumably to the harbor master, which is right here at your location. So no time of consequence has passed, maybe 5 minutes. And the harbor master, that 5 minutes includes him speaking to two individuals who are in line prior to yourselves, of course. And so he says to you, and this is the first gentleman that you've actually spoke to, and beyond the crew and Jinx himself, that seems to be of residence here. And he says to you, yes, how may I help you on this wonderful day?
I am here to inquire about the mooring fee for this gentleman's boat.
Ah, Jinx, yes. It looks like he has about an hour of time left. Is that the fee you're inquiring about?
How much would it cost to extend it by a few hours? Because some things that needs to be discussed has arisen.
It is 150 gold for the first hour, 50 gold for every hour thereafter.
I put down 250 gold.
Very well, 3 hours of time.
I look at Jinx and say, I think that should cover it.
So then he has like a little stamper with some ink, and he stamps the paperwork that Jinx has, and he says, there you are. You are vouched for an additional 3 hours in addition to the time that you have left. He says, be back here in 3 hours and 30 minutes and be prepared to disembark. For every hour that you are late past the hours that you've paid without re-upping your time, you'll be charged a 250 gold fine. If your 250 gold fine accrues to the process of 1,500 gold, your ship, which it is not your ship, so this part does not apply to you, but the other parts certainly do. If you are here, if you inquire the fee past, you will surrender your goods until the fee has been paid. If the fee is not paid in 2 days' time, your goods will be sold in total to as an attempt to procure your good, the amount that we have set here. If the amount that's set here is not paid in full from your goods, then you will start to have sanctions applied towards you, and eventually your goods will not be accepted in this port, or a portion of your goods therein will be accepted as penalty until such fines with interest shall be paid. And Jinx is like, well, I don't seem to have a choice right now. Very well. And the papers are stamped in full, given back to Jinx, and about 15 minutes of time has passed after he gives the legal spiel, because he seems like he's not very enthused. He has to give this legal spiel quite often. And so now a full hour, so you have 1 hour left for the guard, and you have 3 hours with Jinx.
As we head back towards the other side, I say, well, I actually have to go talk to a person down here, because now things seems to have altered a little bit. Originally, I was gonna go talk to their captain, so maybe we can skip a few steps now.
Would you like me to accompany you?
Well, you might as well.
Very well. Let's go speak to this guard. And so Jinx comes with you. And you walk back to... hold on a second. Do I have... I'm actually looking to see if I have Jinx's photo. But you walk back to the guard with Jinx. And she says, well, I see you brought your friend over here to meet me.
Yes, well, kinda. It turns out that we actually had some common interest, and are hoping to talk to someone about those common interests.
Well, speak plainly.
As I told you, I'm here from Coventry as an emissary, but
Yes.
also I'm a lord there, with some land and settlements in the works, and we would indeed be interested in trades, and running into an old friend who's a merchant is indeed a blessing in disguise.
Sorry, I'm changing something here. Very well. So who do you wish to speak to?
Well, anyone that I...
Do you wish to speak to the guard captain still? Or are you trying to...
Well, as far as I understood, you were the one who wanted me to speak to the guard captain.
Well, yes, you do need to speak to the guard captain before I can let you into the city proper. Right now, this is just the undercity. Everything in the city is up there. And she points up into the tree. And you can see that there's an intricately carved path up the mark of the tree that's angled in such a way so that the climb actually isn't that terrible, like as if you were climbing a tree. It's actually as if you were walking up gently sloping stairs. And you can see that the entrance on your side, in the lower portion of the tree before it goes into the ground to form the roots, there's a gnarled bit that juts off, and there is a large tunnel cut into it that leads to some stairs that lead up to the wooden path part of the tree. So she points out and says, if you wish to get up there anywhere, you need to speak to the guard captain first. If you are wishing to broker a deal, the government is all located up in the tree up there in the branches. The branches of government.
I look at her. Clever.
Yes, we have dry humor, but it's pretty well received amongst our people.
I like it. Yes, I do indeed need to get up there, so can I go seek out your guard captain on my own, or?
Well, you can. The archery range. That is where the guard captain is located when they are just there on clerical duties. If they're not there, then that means they're walking around. They usually find them walking in the markets district.
Okay.
This bottom area is very much free for your use. You understand? It's just the way that you just suddenly appeared. Out of nowhere, on
I
the
understand.
path, you can understand this is an event that's never happened to me before. And I imagine it might not happen to me again, although with your group supposedly coming by, maybe they will just appear out of nowhere too.
Maybe. Can never be said, but I indeed do understand you. And why may I ask your name?
Yes, my name is Natalie. I don't usually give my... well, you are one of our people. So, Natalie Ella Wayne, at your service, sir. Asgrim.
And I at yours.
Got it.
I thank you for your coming and for your friendliness.
You may walk through the path, through the archway, and use the bottom portion of the wooden path. There's a guard there making sure that you can't egress up into the proper city.
Oh, you said that he might be walking through the market. That means I might run into your guard captain just on my way there. How will I recognize him from anyone else if I do happen to run across them?
Well, we all have silver masks on, and the guard captain's mask is silver, but it's adorned with feathers.
Thank you. I will make my way there then, so we can conclude our business here swiftly.
One feather for each 4 years of service.
Oh. I bow in front of her.
And it's a she, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then she bows to you as well, and then she pops to attention.
Oh.
Yes.
When I come up from my bow, I hand her one of the roses I took from the bush in the Gnome City.
One of the roses from the bush. Was there anything special about that rose? I forget.
Nope.
No? Alright.
I was just talking to the person that was tending them, and they offered me some, and I accepted.
Alright. So, okay, so go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh, okay.
Yes. No, it, Mom.
21?
She smells the rose and she says, "Ah, I love roses. Thank you very much. Friendly advice: don't go too far into the woods past any of the wooden makeshift bridges over the creeks. You'll find that the basilisks are moving around very rambunctiously lately."
Indeed, we saved a gnome from them not too long ago.
Glad no one was hurt.
He's pain. Good.
Those beasts have turned 2 of my friends into stone recently.
He's pain.
It saddened me to hear that. I hope no one ever falls to those beasts again.
We set up shrines around them to protect them for now, until we can find someone who is capable of turning them back.
Oh. Well, if I come across one in my travels, I will send them your way.
Thank you for that. We have some of our troops standing watch over them to ensure their safety. You know, so they don't tip over and break and things.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. That is very respectable and honorable.
Is there anything else you needed before I go?
Mm, not as of right now, but maybe later.
All right, so she was still saying attention when she said that. So then she does an about face, and then she starts walking off in the opposite direction towards the north, towards the bank.
Take him back there.
The pathway that she told you about is here towards the south.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So Jinx says, "Well, off we go then."
Indeed. Well, as we come to the market, I start keeping an eye out to see if I see the guard captain.
All right. So as you're heading to the market, you see you see a halfling, and he's standing up on a crate, and he has a wagon with him that the backside is opened up to reveal a lot of mostly potions. You notice that there's like some junk items, but they all look like they're used items, except the potions, of course. And he says, "Come on, come all, marvelous Matthew Grenshi, junk seller and potion extraordinaire." Do you want to address him, or do you want to keep going?
I look at him, and what potions would that be?
Potions to cure leprosy. Potions to if you have dry skin, like snake skin. I gave some to those Yanti folks, and they seem to clear up their condition. Some healing potions. There's some tonics to help with you losing your hair. You have a lot of stuff here.
And what plants did you use in this marvelous contraction of yours?
What plans?
Plants. What?
Oh, I
What-
didn't make them.
Where did you acquire them then?
Do you want to roll a deception check?
Indeed, I want to try and see if I can trick this snake oil salesman.
Yeah. Something about him is not quite right, and by the way that he's kind of moving around a bit, he doesn't like too much that you're questioning him, as nobody's really questioning him, it looks like, and what he's selling. People seem to be kind of just ignoring him a bit. Some people are stopping to listen to what he's saying, but generally he seems to be a little bit nervous that you're asking him questions. What? Why do you want to know? Are you a guard or something?
No, I am merely a scholar of medicine and nature, and a potion of this capabilities I've never heard of, so it piqued my interest.
Well, you feel free to buy one. I'll be here for a few more hours.
Do you mind I take a look at it first?
Take a look at the potion. Well, how? As you look at and see that they're all in these blue glass bottles, and it's not clear. The glass is not clear.
Is is it sealed or is it just like a cork?
It's just a cork.
Well, for one, I can remove the cork, smell it, and look
Well,
through
yeah,
it.
I guess you can smell it. Just don't dump it out or nothing.
Do you mind if I pour it into another bottle so I can get a better look at it? I take out one of my glass bottles.
Are you here to buy or steal from me, or what's going on right now?
depending upon the quality of your wares I'm here to buy.
Okay. So which potion do you want to pour out and look at? I'll give you one.
I would like the one for leprosy.
All right. So you pour the potion of leprosy out into.
I take one of my funnels, put it in the glass bottle, and then I pour it into my glass bottle so I can get a clear look at it.
Okay. Yeah, it's like this greenish yellow liquid. It's kind of goopy a little bit, and it has floating bits of something in it.
Which roll would you need for me to do for me to try and identify those bits?
Oh, Well, do you want to? Do you think they're magical? Do you think?
I think it's snake oil.
Uh-huh.
I think he's a con artist and is trying to make money on snake oil.
Okay. That I guess that would be a insight check.
Oh! I was hoping you would say that I would need like nature or that you would let me use investigation. But no.
I mean,
Right now I'm just looking at the potion.
all right. So, if you're just looking at it, then we could do investigation. If you're gonna go picking through it and stuff and all that, then it's gonna be nature.
Well, I promised him I wouldn't do that, so I'm just going to look at it and smell it.
Okay, investigation.
Oh, you're going to regret that.
Yeah. So this stuff, it smells horrible. It smells like something that your parents would have had to force you to eat at the dinner table when you were little. And, but it seems like it might have some type of active ingredient in it that does something. But without prodding at the stuff, you really can't tell. But it does look like some sort of fungus or mushroom or something like that. But it's surrounded the potion itself. The viscosity of it is causing it so that you can't really identify what type of mushroom this is. It doesn't look like one that you have, however.
Is one of the part of pieces of mushroom stuck in the funnel?
Oh no, it's like the bits are small. It's like
Okay.
the equivalent of paper shreddings.
Okay, yeah, then it wouldn't be stuck. Especially not if it's a thick liquid that would pull it along.
Yeah, like it looks like they were dehydrated, so they're flakes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make it known so that you knew there was bits in it. So he says to you, "So, are you happy with the potion? You don't look like you have leprosy. I don't know what you're looking at that one for. You look kind of hurt though."
I've seen better days, but I've also seen worse.
You can have one of my healing potions if you want. It's sure to pick you up.
I take out one of my own and hold it up. I don't need.
Okay. Well, do you have any for sale?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, is that everything we need? Can you put my potion back in the bottle? If you're not going to buy anything, I'm going to have to move along so this way I can have other customers who actually want to spend money here.
I'm just curious, what mushroom is this?
I don't know. I don't have leprosy. I've never taken the stuff. Hey, Dova, what's up,
Well,
man? Yeah,
You
I'm
sold
good.
it. You sold it, so you should know something about it.
Look,
Is it Adder's Cure? Is it Blue Snowball? Is it Um,
I don't sell hallucinogenic drugs here, sir. I don't know what you're speaking about, but I can tell you that I picked these up in the market district in Dalia Carnassus. Okay? Is that good enough for you? Speak to
well,
them.
none of the people.
I think his name was Sam or something.
I pour it back and I try to see if I can snatch one of the mushroom pieces while pouring it back.
Make a sleight of hand. He's looking at you. Make it high. You're pouring it back. You try to snatch some of the mushroom piece flakes out of it, and you get your hand all black and goopy. And he didn't see you quite take it. He seen that you put it back, and he seen your hand moving really quickly. But he was distracted momentarily by the massive ship over top, flying over top of the city, and he's like, "Wow, that thing's an entire city. Look at that thing." And he looks back at
Indeed, that
you.
is impressive.
He looks back at you. He's like, "You know anything about that?"
Not much.
You managed to grab a few mushroom pieces without his detection.
And
Or
then,
seemingly
indeed, I
without his
do.
detection.
I give him the potion back. I'm saying, thank you. You said you would be here for a few more hours?
Well, yeah, until it starts getting dark, and then I'm gonna be off my way. Probably maybe make my way to Miller's Crossing, maybe to Coventry. I don't know. I haven't been doing too much business around here, on account of a lot of people around here who seem to know magical powers and healing things, and don't have any much need for me, really.
Indeed. That is the way of the world here. But I will mull this over for a while, and I might
Well,
be back.
I'm just traveling around on the account of my home being destroyed and all, you know? Gotta go somewhere. Gramadale doesn't exist anymore, and so I have to go somewhere with my stuff. I used to have a shop there, but now I don't have a shop, so the only thing I have is this wagon. And these items, and I'm trying to build myself back up.
I wish you luck.
Thank you.
As I go away, I study these mushroom fragments a little.
As you're walking away,
I go a little away, and then I start looking at
okay. So you're going towards the bathhouse or towards the hairdresser?
bathhouse,
Okay.
like up this way.
Yeah. All right. So you start walking away from him, and after a few seconds of him looking you off, he goes back to telling everybody, about some of his cures. He has cures for warts that trolls infected from trolls, and he's going on about some of his items, and he starts talking about magical bracelets. As you walk away, you look at these mushrooms, and you could go ahead and give me any type of check you want now, since you have these mushrooms and you're out of view.
Well, I was intending to use my herbalism to identify them.
Go ahead and use your herbalism. That's what, your wisdom plus your proficiency?
Yep.
Okay. $24?
Nope.
Oh.
Only 13.
Oh, 13. Okay, so you look at these flakes, and they're really tiny and fine. The fact that you were able to snatch up any of them actually is kind of miraculous. So you can't really tell. You can tell that they sitting in the liquid were starting to give it its color, and you think that's why it was the liquid was the color it was. you don't feel like these are none of the mushrooms that you've ever are in any of your books that or any of the mushrooms in your possession. But you feel that it can probably be either poisonous or perhaps psychoactive. It doesn't seem like it's anything that would be exceptionally positive in a large amount. But this is a small amount. The total amount that was in the bottle was a small amount.
No.
I look around. Is there a guard or something here?
Yes, yes, there are. There's several. There's probably about 6 in the area that you're in.
I go towards them and say, "Excuse me. Is there
Hello, sir.
is there a herbalist or an alchemist nearby?"
Yes, actually. Why do you ask?
Because I think there might be a snake oil salesman in town.
I'm not familiar with the term.
A con artist.
Oh. Very well. Yes, you can go speak to Cora Lilygold. She's a half elf over there in the brewery.
Thank you. Then I go there.
All right, and Jinx also is accompanying you in all of these. He says, "So, what do you think those are?"
I think they might be slightly poisonous mushrooms.
He smells them.
Oh! Can I use the trait I get from Gourmet to see if they're poisonous?
What do you roll from that?
That's a good question because it literally just states. Oh, come on. As an action, you can inspect a drink or a plate of food within 5 feet of you and determine whether it is poison or. It doesn't, provided that you can see or smell it and smell it. That's it. That's all it says.
Alrighty. You've had enough time with these. Jinx says to you, "Well, the only way to find out what it is, I guess, is to try one. Give me one."
I put my hand forward.
Says, I'm a risk taker. I don't think it's poisonous. It doesn't have the smell. Poisonous mushrooms usually have a sort of a sickeningly sweet smell to them. They're deceptive, you see. That's how they get predators to eat them, and then, death or sickness. Yeah, but they don't have that smell to them. And he he grabs, so he has the piece of mushroom. He puts it in his mouth and that's not a mushroom, that's a piece of meat. That's a piece of meat. Whoa! Hold on. Oh. It has some kind of psychoactive effect in it. If I would have had more, I don't know what would have happened, but I'm pretty sure it has a psychoactive effect in it.
Well, good thing we got a few more left that we can show them as proof. I just want this person to kind of like, as a witness as well, to confirm it.
You want that marvelous guy to be a witness?
Sorry.
No, the half elf at the brewery.
Oh, that Cora girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby.
All right. Well, that sounds like a very productive use of our time.
I think you're thinking about this the wrong way around. We
Oh?
will earn goodwill from exposing this individual, if he indeed is a con artist. Meaning that your fee would, some luck, would be reduced for docking here.
That- Fair gamble. Let's go. And about an hour has passed out of the 3 hours extra time that has been purchased. And you did reduce the gold, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I had 509, now I have 209.
Okay.
Well, I had 12,509.
All right. So you get to the brewery, and there's a bunch of elves, and there's actually some children too, who are working here, and it seems like they're pouring hops into a large vat and stirring and things like that. And you see a half elf at the desk. She has her right ear pierced, and she has greenish blue hair. And she says to you, "Hello, sir."
Good day. I was told that an individual called Cora would be able to assist me, and that I will find them here.
I am Cora. Who recommended you to come to me?
One of the guards.
Oh,
Um,
well, that was kind of them. How may I assist you?
I put my hand forward and show her. I do believe one of the merchants at the market is trying to deceive his customers into buying snake oil, and I was able to acquire some of the ingredients from one of his potions. And I was hoping that you could help me identify them.
You think his potions to be fraudulent?
Indeed.
Very well. How can I assist you?
I show her the flakes. So far, we've concluded that they have a psychedelic effect on them.
How did you conclude such a thing?
My compatriot is more brave than I and consumed one.
I tried them. There's an echo?
And not mine.
Alright, so Cora looks over the items, the mushroom slash possibly meat, and she says to you, "Well, it's no plant matter that I've ever seen around here anyway. It looks like it came from an animal. I don't know if it's poisonous, though, or psychoactive, like you said. I'm not as brave as you, though, I'm afraid, to eat some random substance."
Now the question is, do you want a merchant going around your marketplace selling this? Or should we,
Well, I can't exactly say that he's done anything really wrong. What is it he's done?
I do believe that he's selling the potion under false pretense.
What is he saying it is?
A cure for leprosy.
Well, I never heard of a meat that cures leprosy. I could probably bring it up with somebody higher up. I mean, there's nothing I can do to him.
No,
That would be against our rules, especially if he's an outsider.
Yes.
We're not supposed to show any aggression towards outsiders first, but always last.
So, if I were to approach a guard, it would be less of an issue?
Well, if you approach the guard, I mean, you're still an outsider. What is it you're trying to ask?
If an outsider were to accuse another outsider of selling under false pretense, potentially harmful concoction,
Well,
would
we won't truly know if it doesn't work until somebody with leprosy comes by and purchases it, right?
That's not what I meant. You said that you were not allowed to show aggression toward outsiders. But
Well,
if another
like
outsider...
physical aggression, like I can't go shooting anybody up with arrows.
No. I was just thinking that we might want to detain him and look more into his wares. That
Oh, well, I mean, we really don't like to accost outsiders around here. We've been
So-
we've been accused of being too stringent and too close-minded. And whether I know if there's a meat or not that can cure leprosy, I mean, it's one of the ingredients. I mean, it wasn't all just meat he was selling, right?
there was a liquid as well, but it seemed that the color of the liquid came from this, and it was turning the liquid green.
Huh.
So my fears is...
Where did he get it from? Did he say?
He did, but I forgot. I think he said Dahlia Canassus, right?
Yes. The market district from Dahlia Carnassus.
The market district of Dahlia Canassus. But what I indeed fear it to be is troll flesh.
Well, you know, troll flesh. I don't know if we would have. Would we even have a law about ingesting troll flesh? Well, either way, if it came from Dahlia Carnassus, it most likely is contraband, and has got here through illegal means. There's a very good chance of that. So we might be able to get something done that way, but that would just possibly take away his merchandise and send him on his way.
I would believe that would be better than something potentially harmful happening to the citizens and other traders here. It would shows that you actually cares about the sanctity of your marketplace, and it doesn't turn into a who's the best counter arsonist.
All right. Well, I can bring this to the High Huntress, and I mean, well, I can't bring it to her directly, but I can get it to her. And how long? I mean, you said
He said he would be leaving at nightfall, so you might want to hurry.
Oh, geez. Okay. Then she says to everybody that they get to take a break. She's gonna lock up for an hour. And she tells you, okay, so what did he say his name was so I can report this correctly?
And again, I forgot it. I don't know what it is, but I have an easier time remembering it like the next day or day after. Marvin?
Marvelous Matthew Grunchy, you say? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. And what race is he?
Halfling.
Halfling. Okay. And the item that he tried to sell that you believe is fake.
Cure for leprosy.
All right. She took some notes down. She said, "Okay, I will go deal with it. How long are you going to be in the city? Do you want to know the? Well, I guess the outcome doesn't. Well, you'll either see him there still or gone, I suppose. Or you can come back here. I guess I could tell you if you care. If you come back here.
I will see you later then.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be back here. I mean, we work through the night sometimes.
I wish you luck.
We brew ourselves here, then bring it over to the ale house across the street. Anyway, okay. I'll see you. I gotta go. Got some stuff to do. I gotta get talking to some people. And she waits for you and Jinx to leave.
I turn around and go, and then I start going over to the archery range to find the captain.
Okay. All right. All right. So you round the corner and then take the little path to the archer range, and you notice. Well, actually, let me back up. So when you get to the path to where the path cutting off to the archer range should be, there's nothing there, but that you see a tangible wind current roiling in front of you as you get to the edge of the path. That wasn't there when you started rounding the path.
Can I roll a perception to try and get a better look at it?
Yeah, of course.
Right? Who is that? Yeah, it's got a level,
This is definitely some type of encapsulated or captured air, and you believe it's to propel you.
Oh, that's clever.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
I start using it then.
All right, so you walk into it and it propels you forward as if you just did a massive jump, and you don't see where it's gonna have you land initially, because it just propels you. You weren't quite used to it, so it's a little bit violent for your first time, and there you don't see a landing point, but then once you do land, you do like you're falling, like you're gonna land. Something catches you and pulls you in, and then a doorway appears right there in front of you to a building.
I look around. Is the archery range?
Yeah, it's well, you're at the front of the building, so yes, presumably it's the archery range. But when you look behind you, all those buildings and things seem like distant memories.
I wait for a second to see if Jinx comes.
Yeah, Jinx comes with you.
Okay. Then I walk inside.
He says, "Wow, that was kind of weird, huh?"
Yes, but interesting method of transport.
I wonder why the archery range is hidden in such a way.
That is always a good question.
All right, so you get to the archer range and you see you look around and you see that everybody has the silver mask and only one person has feathers emanating out of their mask. Stop it. And there's actually places in the mask to hold the feathers, so it's standing straight up. And you recall... Shh, Callie, stop. You recall that the guard said every feather is 4 years of service, and this lady has 10 years of 10 feathers. So it's kind of like a headdress, sort of, but it's around the mask. And she looks up and sees you, and she says, "Why are you here?"
I was told I needed to speak to you to gain access to the branches of government.
What for?
Um, well, business. I came here as an emissary of
I know why you're
Coventry.
here. Word has already reached my ear. You fell from the sky.
Two.
Indeed.
What I don't know is where you're from, though, and who you are, and what your business is here.
Well, my name is Ashgrim, which should also be in the report.
Well, it wasn't a report. It was from a citizen, but they didn't know your name. It was just a passing by occurrence, I believe.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was Natalie that had informed you.
Well, she says, well, Asgrim, my name is Remy. How may I help you?
Hello, Remy. I came here as an emissary of Coventry in hopes to come to an agreement about trade and about free travel between our nations, and also in hopes of bringing up the alliance to fight the people to the south and ensure the safety of all our people.
That's quite a big ask.
I know. Which is why I would need access to your government.
So, you're here on an official capacity representing Coventry and seeking a diplomatic arrangement with Coventry.
Not only Coventry, also, goddamn, I'm drawing a blank today on names.
Rivenhearth?
Well, not Rivenheart, but the mountain dwarves.
Oh. Shit. No, I'm trying
Bernard friends.
Yeah. Khazgador.
Cascador and my own city of Rivenheart.
Well, peace with the dwarves of Khazgador is nigh impossible. They stole something from us, and we are not on speaking terms. We aren't in outright war.
No, it wasn't Cascador. It was Bernard's friend. He wasn't from Cascador. He was from the one that came down for the festival.
Oh, Stonewall.
Stonewall. So, yeah.
I have passed through the Stonewall gates before. As far as I understand it, they have a separate faction from Khazgador.
Indeed.
I could probably utter these words, yes. How long will you be in town? Until you receive an audience, no matter what, or...
Indeed.
Because you could be here for quite some time.
If that's what it takes, then
as you are a foreigner, and there are several other constituents in front of you.
But also, I need to talk to someone about trade as well, and I would assume that would be a different person I would need to speak to.
Well, Are you trying to speak to the Grand Huntress herself, or are you trying to speak to one of the constabularies underneath her?
Sadly, I do not have much knowledge about how your government works, but I do believe that your Grand Huntress would be the supreme leader of your people.
Yes, the Grand Huntress is the leader of all of Emil Alda and of all of our people on this continent.
I do believe that I would need to get an audience with her for some of the matters, but for the trade, I do believe I would not need that.
Well, since you are an outsider, you would. If you weren't an outsider, then you were part of our city, then of course you would not, and you could just speak to the harbor master and maybe the warehouse foreman for any storage of goods until they're shipped off, and then you could hire a crew and go from there. Were you thinking of also purchasing a ship?
In time, indeed, I was thinking of purchasing a ship, yes.
Elven craftsmanship with wood is not matched by many other races.
Indeed, it is not. Which is why we would like to acquire your permission to trade with you for such fine items.
Would your trade include trade with the Proudmoore?
If the opportunity arose, yes.
I see. So you are quite a large establishment, then.
We hope to be. As I said, we are a young town.
So maybe not the Proudmoore yet.
No. But as I said, if the opportunity arises.
Well,
But
certainly
my
trade
associate here might be able to acquire whatever you need for the Proudmoore, since he already is an establishment with a larger network.
I see. And when are you leaving, sir? He says, well, I think I have like a little under 2 hours left before I have to leave, or else I will get fined. And she says, well, if it's not enough time, I can go down and get you a stay of leave. So this way you'll have ample time in order to see these arrangements through, if you indeed are part of them as well. And he says, I kind of have to get back to Dahlia Carnassus. They're about to blockade all travel out in and out of the city by ship and by blimp. I could wait a few hours, I suppose, but it really is that close of a deadline. She says, very well. I will speak to the harbor master. And as for you, Sir Asgrim, I can speak to some of my superiors and see if I can get you an audience and let you know how long approximately the wait probably will be for that audience, and then you can approve or deny that audience. If you are granted an audience and at such time you do not accept the audience by way of incapacitation or just being absent or sleeping in, or, as the last one said, drunk and lost his shirt gambling. These things are not exceptions to the rule. You will be marked late for your audience, and any other future audiences will not be granted to you.
I understand.
Very well. I will work my way up the chain.
You might want to send an individual to keep an eye on, or give the marketplace guard to keep an eye on Marvelous. I want to call him Marvelous Marvin again because I said that once, and I know that's wrong.
Marvelous Matthew Grunchy, but you can say Marvelous Marvin if that's easier for you.
No, it's just stuck in my brain.
That's okay. Marvelous Marvin it is.
As far as I have well, hello, Cat. As far as if I concluded, he might be selling fake articles of curement, and they might be and contraband as well.
What makes you come to these conclusions? These are all serious charges. Contraband and the fraud.
We spoke earlier with Cora in trying to identify some of the component from one of his elixirs, and I fear that the meat it contained in a cure for leprosy was troll meat, and it came from Dahlia Canassus.
I'm not familiar with the curative properties of trolls, but I do know that they regenerate. I'm not familiar with the curative properties.
But the component normally used is blood because that can be purified of any unwanted properties.
Just disconnecting so I can reconnect. Sorry, was just disconnecting so I can reconnect so I could see if the audio, because I heard the echo too. So I wanted to see if it was gone.
Okay, did you hear what I said then?
Nope, sorry I didn't.
I said we spoke with Cora as well about this, and she was sending word up the chain. But it might not be a bad idea to keep an eye on him just in case.
Very well, I will take that into strong advisement, and I will send guards that way. They will be instructed to observe and not to apprehend at this time, though. Observe him for any strange behaviors. Did you notice any strange behaviors that we may be able to pick up on?
He was very, very apprehensive when I started questioning him about his wares.
Well, to me, that would suggest that he's either leery about strangers, asking too many questions, or he's on the run, perhaps, and he's wondering if you were somebody who was trying to apprehend him, or perhaps it's just a fear of, the government, the law. You are half elven, correct?
Indeed.
So
I haven't put my cowl up since I took it off.
Right, and he the way that you are dressed in a little bit of a finery, he may have thought that you were some type of officer, perhaps. Our town has 275,000 people, so it is very likely that not everybody has seen everybody.
Indeed.
Is there anything else that you need before I depart? And I must ask you to depart first, however.
The only thing I can think of is where I could find a place to stay while here.
Well, a place to stay. Well, the bathhouse. I mean, you can pay for the luxury for a week, and then it comes with a room. It's attached to the bathhouse. It's rather private, and there's only 3 of them.
Thank you. I think I indeed will use that service. And then you know where to find me as well.
Very well. If you are looking for cheaper accommodations, as I was going to say, the brewery across the street from it, there's a butcher shop, and attached to the butcher shop is a small inn. It's run by a wife and a husband.
Oh, do they cook local cuisine?
They do. But they don't have a bathhouse, and their restaurant facilities are poor. So you pick and choose what you want. Bathhouse has better wine. The In Touch of the butcher shop is cheaper and has better food.
Well, I do believe that we can get the wine and take it to the food. I think it would be harder to do it the other way around.
Very well. There's no rules or laws against carrying those types of beverages out in the open, as long as you don't make a nuisance of yourself.
I don't intend to.
We had one guy who came to visit who literally lost his shirt gambling.
So you said.
Oh, yes, I did. Well, he was a nuisance because he pissed everywhere.
His name shouldn't happen to be Solid.
How do you know, Solid?
He was a traveling companion for a short while, and yes, he did have a habit of that.
He walked over to our fireplace and pissed right in it after like 3 drinks.
It is why he is no longer an acquaintance.
And then after he pissed himself and pissed on the fireplace, he spun around and he said, "Where the hag's at?" And then he passed out.
If you want to know the story, I will tell it, but I will just tell you, you will regret it.
Better save it for never then. Well, you're free to look about the location if you wish. I have to go, so I can set these arrangements up for you. You don't have to leave before me, but do not cause any trouble.
We will go to the inn and at the butcher's and get some food.
Very well. And then you see her go, because you're more over here now. You see her take the other path, and a globule of air manifests itself there at the edge of this training area at the gate, and then all of a sudden it levitates her up, and then poosh, it shoots her over to the pathway at the tree, like halfway up the tree, and then off she goes.
I look at Jinx and say, "Handy."
Yeah, it's like some kind of superpower or something.
Oh, I do believe that it was the same method of transport that we used to get here.
Oh, curious. Maybe didn't you? You didn't say they were elven. I forget. Did you tell him? I forget. Out of character.
No, but I do believe that he can conclude it now. Seeing that I have my cowl down.
Well, no, he knows you're. Yeah, I'm talking about like the transportation, the tree traversal, all that stuff.
Oh, no, I haven't told him about that.
Okay, that's what I was asking about. All right. So he says, "Well, I'm not really versed in magical items besides getting them appraised and things like that, but it seems to be some type of powerful magic."
Indeed. Well, I turn around and say, "I will offer you the meal for this evening, then. As a thanks for your company."
I suppose I could grab a quick bite to eat before we head off. The seas are rough and the food is even rougher.
Indeed. And now we have gotten the extension on your docking until you leave.
Yes, that's true. I may not be leaving until midday tomorrow now. I do know that these government bureaucratic things take time, and I don't see it being done tonight too much, as it's already at this point now about 4:30 p.m., 5 p.m.
Yeah.
He says, "So, let's go eat."
That sounds like a great idea.
He says, "I hope they have lamb. I'm very partial to lamb."
That does sound nice. Like a good roasted lamb with some herbs and some roasted potatoes.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. You know what I like better with potatoes? Rabbit. A bit more chewy though than bison.
Yeah. But rabbit is nice.
All right. Well, let's go see if we get ourselves some food then, shall we?
Indeed.
I'm sorry, his voice keeps changing, man. My throat.
Don't worry about it, man.
All right. So you get to the double doors. The one side's the butcher. You're going to enter that side, and then you realize that the other door is reserved for the inn portion. You go into the inn, and it is the husband, and he says, "Good day, sirs. How may I help you?"
Well, we were firstly hoping for a good meal, so we would like to hear what you're serving today.
Ah, let me roll a d10.
For you, I will give you the lamb chop.
Today we have roasted boar and potato as our specialty. But we serve other things. We are a butcher.
I haven't had boar before. It sounds interesting. I look at Jinx. Will you partake with me?
Boar's a bit tough on my teeth. Do you have any lamb? And the husband says, "Yes, we do have some lamb, but lamb is more for the northern lands, and so it's a little bit more expensive." He says, "Yes, I'll pay your extra fees." Certainly, then.
I look at Jinx. Don't worry. I invited. I pay.
Okay. I can't argue with a free meal. So, how long do you plan on being here?
As long as it takes for me to get an audience. Since this is a pressing matter for the security of my lands and the safety of my people.
Where's the rest of your group? They aren't still back there in the Fae, are they?
No, they are not. I thought we were all traveling here, but it seems that they got swept away somewhere else.
Well, I guess that's probably the life of an adventurer.
It seems that way.
So, where are you heading after here?
I was thinking of heading through my own little lands and seeing how Rivenheart was doing, and then yeah, from there I don't really know, but
Well, how many people did you say you have at your settlement?
between 100 and 125.
I could arrange a caravan to go there if you want with supplies. You just have to let me know what you want that you think will be able to be sold the best. What
Well,
kind of
as of
people are
right-
they?
There's a mix of little of everything. Right now, it's though it's mostly orcs and half
Orcs?
orcs.
Are you sure they're willing to negotiate prices or barter? Can they even do that?
They have been in exile from their tribe, and their leader is a very smart man. And indeed, it would not be them you would be negotiating with. That would be me. As I am the Lord, I am the one who said, one of the lords. I am one of the people who set the trace tag and can give exceptions to that.
Right, but if I send a wagon right now, though, it's going to get there before you, and the people I send, from what I know about orcs, is they have a very nasty temperament, and if I send a wagon with some people, they could be liable just to kill the people I send with them, and then just take the items.
I will write you a note on that you can send along with them, but mostly it's tools that are needed, and yeah.
Oh, like what kind of tools? Like pickaxes, and what, climbing boots and things, or what,
Mostly
fishing poles, or
for building homes and yeah.
oh,
Also some
you need industrial supplies.
indeed.
Ah, okay. Well,
And farming equipments and yes.
I have some of those things. I have most of those. I'm pretty sure I have most of those things actually. But
Like I said, it's a rather young settlement.
I can send like 50 shovels and like maybe like 65 axes to cut some trees and some food. That seems like it would help them the most, probably.
Indeed.
I mean, if you want me to send them magic items and things, that's going to be a lot more costly.
No, right now it's for the construction and so on, and yeah, to indeed.
Do you want each of those individual items, or I have something most useful in your current predicament of building this settlement? It'll help you build it a little bit faster. You see, it's all those tools in one. It's a goblin invention.
How many do you have of that?
Well, they're kind of rare. I probably have 3 or 4.
And what do you charge for them?
Oh, they're normally about 700 gold or so.
And what if I took all 3?
Well, I have 4, but
Well,
if you want 3, then
if I took all of them,
oh, you want all of them? Okay. Well, that would normally be 2,800 gold. So I could give you, let's just say 2,500 gold, and I will call it even.
what do you happen to have any seeds or grains that can be planted?
Now, those don't hold too well in the ocean water.
I thought as much. I was just hoping, since we were already talking about it.
No,
But-
unfortunately, I don't have anything like that. Grain, water doesn't mix, and
Yeah.
sorry.
But you did mention picks, shovels, axes.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
These tools that you're about to purchase are all of them.
Yeah, but there are more than 4 people that need them at once.
Well, yes, of course. But I was just letting you know that these tools,
Yeah.
if you just say the name of the tool that you want, and it turns into it. If you say shovel or something of a larger nature, though, it's just more of a compact nature. The handle's smaller, you see.
But I do believe they would also need some of their normal tools just to make things move along faster. And then some food and some canvas and some tents as well, you know?
All right. So how many shovels did in addition to the 4? Since you obviously you have more than 4.
That's a 10 of each.
10. Okay. That's simple. That's about 40 gold.
And then some food and some tents as well.
10 shovels.
And
10 picks.
if you have it, some blankets and some bedrolls, you know?
Hold on. You said 10 shovels and 10 picks?
10 of each tool. Just
Oh, 10 picks. Oh, okay. Well, that's more. That's more than 40 gold then.
40. Then I was also like, fuck, that's cheap.
10 axes. Wood. Oh. 10 wood cutting axes. 10 fishing poles. Right?
Mm-hmm. And some nets and
10 nets. 10 what else? He also has rope. He has harpoons. He has gems. He has flasks of oil.
we want the rope, the flask of oils.
Or 10. No, yeah, he has more than 10 flasks of oil. Flasks of oil. 10.
How many
50
how many
foot
flasks
rope.
of how many flask of oils does he have and how much rope does he have?
He has 23 ropes and 17 flasks of oil.
I'll take all of those.
All right. 23 ropes. 17 flasks of oil. Anything else? He has tons of rations. He has
Oh,
he has 2 decanters of endless water. He has a sovereign glue.
we want. How much do you want for the decanters?
Oh. I've already given you pretty hefty discounts. I'd say normally I'd sell those all for 3,200, but you can have them for 3,000.
Okay, I'll take both of them then. And then some rations.
You said
Oh.
there's approximately how many? About 100?
Yes,
Okay, we'll say 100. How many days of rations would you like for those 100?
at least a week, if you have it.
700. So that's 700 rations. Yes, I have actually I have more than that.
Do you have for 2 weeks?
I have a slightly more than that, but yes, I do have 2 weeks.
Then we'll take 2 weeks worth.
All right. 200 rations. Anything else? Any gems or jewelry, perfume, cheese?
I do not believe they will need that right now. Did you get the sets as well? And the blankets and bedrolls?
Oh, blankets, bedrolls, and what else?
Some tents. So
Tents. Okay. Single tents and multi-family tents. All right, single family tents, multi-family tents, and then personal tents. How many of each do you want?
how many do you have?
we travel. Well, we travel a lot, so we carry a lot of tents with us that are extra. So, do you want used tents too?
Anything to make it more comfortable for them.
Well, we don't have 100 tents. We do have multi-family tents where two families are, the tent's large enough for two families. We have tents that fit one entire family as long as it's 6 people or less. If it's more than 6 people, then they need to use the multi-family tent. And then we have tents. We have more tents for just single people, 1 or 2 people.
Well, as many as you can spare.
Usually these tents are used in war times, so they're actually they make good medical facilities in a pinch.
Mm.
All right. Well, as many as I can spare.
Yes.
All right. That is 23 single family tents. Single family tents, excuse me. $16 multifamily tents. And 51 personal tents.
I do believe that should be enough to house everyone, yes.
Yeah. That's gonna be enough to house about 400 people, so you got plenty of room.
Mm-hmm.
Until more permanent structures are actually built, like you get the resources to build them and the gold and the people.
Yeah. How much would that be in total?
Well, you haven't even added any of the stones and things that you want. You said you want what? Stone, clay. What do you need?
Mostly we are just using what we have in the vicinity at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Until we get a better idea of what we need.
I got a friend Tanner down at a stone quarry about 2 days away from here that he'd give you a sweet deal. But okay.
Oh. I might contact you later then.
Okay. Just know that he does deals in bulks of 100 stone.
I do believe we would need more than that. So.
Well, yes, I imagine so.
Yeah.
100 stones, probably enough for 2 houses.
Yeah.
And according to where your area is, I think you're probably set on wood.
Yes.
Do you happen to have any idea of some of the items you'll be able to trade out of there eventually?
Clay wood, meats and whatever metal and precious stones we are able to find in the hills.
Okay, that sounds pretty lucrative. What about resin crystals? You got any of those up there?
We have an engineer looking into what's in the hills at the moment, and he reports back to me in the future. But as of right now, I do not know. No.
All right. Let me out of character. Let me add these things up. Plus the multi-tools too. And then the tents too. Alright. Alright. I gave you discounts on everything already. And since we're fellow worshippers of Joaquin and everything, I think I could give you everything for 4,100 gold. That's for everything. That includes the multi-tools, that's the 2 weeks worth of rations for 100 people, so that's you know.
That is a fair trade.
Okay. Well, all right then. I'll get out of here and I'll get the wagons, plural wagons, ready, and I'll come back to you and you let me know exactly from here how it is that we get to your settlement.
Fair enough.
All right. And so he says, "Are you gonna be here for a while, or are you staying here for the rest of the night, or what?" The night's still young, but everything, a lot of stuff seems to be closing now, but the night's still young, so.
I might go to the bathhouse, but otherwise I intend to stay here.
All right, but you'll be okay. Well, you'll be in this area somewhere, so I'm sure I'll be able to find you.
I go up to the table again, or the desk again.
Okay. Yes. How can I help you?
Oh, I would like to inquire about a rune and say thank you for the meal. It was indeed lovely.
Well, we do try around here. It's not too often we get outsiders anymore. We're kind of, set back in the woods somewhat, and foreigners aren't allowed to use our ports really, except with special permission. So, if the High Huntress doesn't give them that permission, and since we're in the forest, we don't get too many people falling through the forest to find their way here. May I ask why you're here?
I'm here in hopes to make arrangement about securing the southern border of my lands and your borders as well.
Oh, that sounds like a worthwhile endeavor. Who are we defending from?
Some things have been moving out of the south that indeed has a savage hunger for the living.
Oh dear, that sounds very concerning.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you get to it then.
Oh, I would need for a room for until I am granted an audience with the High Huntress. How much do you charge?
Well, I assume that you were getting a room. Your meal, you're entitled to one meal a day. The room here is just by the night, whereas the bathhouse charges by the week. You can get a room here, just a basic room, for 3 gold.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're not very great rooms. In fact, I would equate it to sleeping in a barn with a floor of hay. Without the smell.
I put 25 gold on the table and say, make that breakfast and dinner, and that should cover it.
For one night?
For a week.
Oh, for a week. Okay, that seems fair. Did you have that? Did you have 4,100 gold on you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That had to have been a pretty good amount, though. I don't know what
It was just about a third of what I had. A little over a third.
Oh, wow.
And I think the reason why they're willing to give me part of the loot they find is because I do shit like this, like acquire resources for the city.
It's possible. All right, so all the players are in motion. What would you like to do? He accepts your offer, takes your coins, and gives you a key to your room. He says the accommodations aren't amazing, and it's a bit drafty, but you have four walls, and you have these delicious meals.
And indeed, they are greatly delicious. You can taste the love it is made with.
I only use
And the quality,
I only use family recipes that are handed down by my mother's mother.
and you can taste it in the food.
So, is there anything else you'll be needing?
Not right now. Well, unless you're willing to move to another city and start your lovely business there, because I am sure that in time, my citizens would indeed love to taste these meals as well. And seeing that you're a butcher as well would come in handy in a young city.
This is a most unusual offer. I don't usually get propositioned to move my entire business to another city by a stranger.
No, but it's rare that you come across people who take so much pride in their work, and those are people that I would love to have in my city.
You know what? Tell me about your city. This place doesn't get very many visitors, as I said, so maybe if moving cities is what I need to be more profitable, I think it makes sense. So tell me more about your city.
As of right now, it's a very young city since we were granted the lands earlier this year. But we have many eager citizens willing to do their part to make it a community. We have even hunters and many other tradesmen as well. We have a variety of races from some humans, some orcs, some half-orcs, some goblins, some elves.
That is a lot of people to hope like my cooking. They all have different tastes, you see.
Indeed, but it also means that you're sure to get someone that does.
That is very true.
And seeing that we are a trading partner with Coventry, there will also be travelers from there.
Well, I know a few people in Coventry. The healer Thuruesa. She's a good friend of mine.
I indeed know her as well.
Oh.
I take out one of the healing potions she made. I acquired this from her, and helped her acquire some ingredients for some of her other potions.
Oh. Yep, this looks like her handiwork, alright. How is she?
Last I heard, she was good. She went on a family visit.
Oh, probably to see her mother.
I do believe that was it, yes.
Yeah, last time we went on a picnic, she told me her mother was sick.
Yeah.
That was probably about, maybe a year ago now. Well, what guarantees do I have that the business wouldn't be any worse than it is now? I mean, you can look around, obviously. It's not the greatest condition, but we're able to sustain the condition it's in. We almost have enough to make a few improvements, even.
That is sadly the part that I cannot guarantee. That is always the risk. But there's also the opportunity of doing better. How many years have you been here without being able to make many improvements? Over being granted a chance to come up with a building after your own design? And yeah.
Well, we just actually decided to open this 3 months ago.
Oh, well, then it is a new establishment.
Yes, that's why we want to know why we would be starting over again. I suppose we could probably do it, but we would need some kind of starting money in order to have an establishment built for us there.
How much are we talking?
I mean, this place right here, even though it's not much, is probably worth about 1,500 gold. So, I mean, it would have to be at least that, or it could be a smaller establishment. If you don't want the in part of it, you just want the food. It could be smaller, and then it'd be about 1,000 gold, 800 gold, somewhere in there.
Well, to begin with, it would need to be built, but I do believe that the in part would be a good investment over time. And since I want you to have the best opportunity, I think that would be what you should do.
Okay.
But another option is to keep this and also start over there. It means you won't lose out on any opportunities here and also gain more over there. But that indeed would mean,
I would be separated from my partner.
indeed.
I don't think we want to keep both open. I think we want to stay together. I'm sure him and I can come to an arrangement, but yeah, so 1,500, and we could get everything. We could get an establishment built in your town. It's not gonna be nothing special, but it will be made out of mostly wood. It will stand. It'll be fine. You gotta get some stoves and things in there, and get some shipments of fresh produce and things, and have people start bringing in fresh meat, whether they hunted it or bartered for it.
Oh, there are hunters in the settlement, so
Well, yeah, I could certainly cook for how many people did you say so far?
around 100 people. But I do believe
Ooh,
that,
I'm gonna need to hire some help too.
and there, you see, there's already one there that is willing to help you. She was talking about either starting her own or helping someone.
Oh, what's her name?
I never got her name, but she was a goblin whose son I saved.
Oh, that sounds like a nice story.
Indeed.
Well,
He was trying to help his family, but sadly he tried to do it in the wrong way and was facing a death penalty. And I was able to, well, come to an agreement with the merchants, and by saying removing him from the city spared his life, but in turn he had to pick up his father's trade as a hunter. And the mother, indeed, was saying that she was thinking about something similar. So,
I see.
and that is kind of what we were hoping to do with the settlement, making a place that felt like home for everyone and that was willing to give people a chance.
I see. Okay, I think we can arrange that. That'll work. You have a deal. I just need the money first, and then you let me know where your settlement is. And if there's is there a caravan that you know of going to your settlement?
There is. The gentleman I was speaking with is sending one there.
Oh, the Dragonborn.
Indeed.
Do you know where he headed to?
He will be coming back here for exact same information.
I see. Well, if I could get a caravan with him, then yeah, I think we have a deal.
I put 1,500 gold on the table.
All right. And she takes the gold and she shows her husband the pouch by shaking it, and he shakes his head, approving it, and then she looks at you and says, "We have a deal again." Well, she doesn't say "we have a deal again," but she says "we have a deal" once more.
I extend my hand to shake hers.
And she shakes your hand, and she says, "May you have a nice day." What is the name of your city again?
Rivenheart.
Rivenhearth. That sounds pretty. Well, your room's all paid for. You're squared away. You ate. You got your key, and obviously we'll be here till the end of the week at least. we're not gonna move, take everything from you and leave.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
but
hold on. That might pose a problem. Okay, I tell you what. One of us is gonna have to stay here. One of us is gonna have to go for now, and then the other one can catch up later.
or if you're willing, I don't mind you both going. If you just leave me a little bit of food, I
What?
can stay on
Like
mine.
right now? Like kick some of these guests out of here and then leave right now?
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Chuck, Barty, get the fuck out of here. We're selling. Well, we only have one other guest right now, so. But she claps her hands. Everybody drink up. The establishment has been closed. Then you hear, "Oh, we just started drinking. Come
I
on."
look at her. I look at her and I put 10 gold on the table and say, give them a round on me.
Oh, very well. All right, one final round before we close for good. For good? Where are we going to drink? Now. There's other places you can drink. Oh, but they water it down. Well, they do save money that way.
Well, then you might want to think about vacationing in Rivenheart. That's where they're going. You know the food is good. You know the ale isn't watered down. I say that out loud. Like,
The few people that are drinking in there. Rivenhearth, what is that? Where is that? New trading post somewhere?
it is a new settlement that is starting. Not far from here.
In our wood?
No, by the vernal pools to the northeast.
Oh, so a little ways away. Well, we might. What do you have to do there? What reason do we have to vacation there?
So, like I said, you know the food will be good. You know the drinks are not watered down.
Yeah. I mean, we're regulars, so yeah, that makes sense. But that's a little far travel from here just to get a drink.
That's why I said do it on a vacation.
Vacation. You gotta save up a lot of money for one of those.
Yeah. But also, since it's a young settlement, there might be an opportunity for work.
But we're always looking for work. What kind of work?
Mostly building at the moment.
You got tools?
We have tools going there as we speak.
How much you paying?
As of now, we can't pay much. But if you're willing to say that you go there and help build the settlement, I will give each of you 75 gold right now.
Deal. They look at each other. Deal.
So how many accepts?
4.
Okay, so that would be 300 gold.
Yeah.
And then I turn to the innkeep. And now you know you at least have some customers.
That is true. These fine folks are what's kept us going since the beginning. Well, a good portion. And they start talking about some of their regulars. There's Clarence and Leroy and Tommond and Kathy.
Are there any of them? Are there any of them that are not here now?
Well, no, they're probably off on watch or patrolling or maybe down on the docks. There's quite a few places still open. You can go for the furniture maker. If you're looking for some fine wooden furniture, they're still open. Some of them work over there. The markets are closed, or well, no, not yet. They'll be closing soon though. The bathhouse is open latest of all.
Well, wouldn't it be a shame to have your friends not get a last round before you close down? You're reckless.
Yeah, I guess it would be. I mean, it's kind of weird for me to go to my customers' work and beg them to come drink one last time, but I'm sure they would appreciate the offer, perhaps.
I put 150 gold on the table, and there's for their drinks. And you, if you want, you can tell them of this offer that I just offered these fine gentlemen. Yeah, I will offer it to them as well.
Very well. I'll see who I can round up. And then off she goes.
I take myself my drink and sit down with the 4 that has already accepted.
All right.
And then just talk for a little bit, like, about nothing and everything, and ask them about what they do and so on, what skills they have.
Okay. One of them, he says he's a cleric of Corellin. The female, she says she watches over the shrine of the petrified soldiers, and she lays the flowers, new fresh flowers, down at their feet every day before prayer.
I ask her, how many are there?
What, flowers?
Of petrified.
Oh, well, we had 2 new ones. We have 5 so far. We keep them in the same area in the little grove.
I take out 5 roses and put them in front of her.
Well, that's a grand gesture. Thank you. I will see that these are put to good use.
And that leaves me with 9.
Okay. Is there Is there? Oh wait, that's sorry. She, the bartender, left. The mail's still there though. Oh, Elwin. So he says to you. He sits down with well, really with the whole group since he doesn't have any. There's no reason to do any type of busy work anymore since they're no longer going to have this establishment, and it'll assumedly sit vacant for somebody else. He says to you, "So, this town of yours, how long has it existed? You said it was new. How new is it?"
We're talking months.
Well, that is extremely new. I've never been to a city that's that new. Do you have any permanent structures yet?
I know that some skilled woodworkers or craftsmen are working on it, but how far they have gotten, I do not know, because sadly, I have been detained elsewhere.
Oh no, detained. For what?
Oh, no, not detained as in arrested, but my attention had been needed elsewhere, among other things, to try and, secure the safety of the southern border of our lands.
I see. Very important mission then. Have you spoken to anybody yet?
From the settlement?
Yes. Have you spoke to the Supreme Huntress?
Of the city? No, not yet. I arrived a few hours ago.
I'm just reading your chat right now. He's going to report to Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah. For the old yell, they're morons. They're killing their own business. Death Thinker actually paints Warhammer minis a lot on stream.
Oh, sweet. I love painting my Dwarven Ironbreaker army.
He's really skilled, man. You should see some of the work he does.
Nice. I love painting minis. Of course, that was back when the minis were actually made of, like, cast iron, pewter, stuff like that. Now it's just, like, plastic, isn't it, mostly?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they've gone up in price as well.
It's plastic now, and it's gone up in price. Oh, Jesus. Alright.
That's why I like the Privateer Press minis.
Lowe's finger painting the walls. With shit.
With feces that he flings at it like a mad monkey.
Ew. Alright, so, where were we? Oh, yeah. So he was asking you questions about the settlement and how new it was. And, after, how long, are you going to stay here until she gets back with some more people? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Alright. And you don't care what time it is once she gets back? Like, there's nothing you want to do before the shops close and things?
Nope, I intended to go to the bathhouse, but that can wait.
Alright, so she gets back. It's probably about 2 hours later. And she comes back and she says, well, these are all the ones that could get out of work or finished early or were just about to finish. And there's 14 other people with her. So go ahead and tell them your offer. Good night, Doa.
Night, Troll. Have a good one, man. Stay awesome. Thank you for hanging out, man.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Yep, we're almost done.
I look at them and say, I don't know how much you've been told, but I am a lord of a...
We've just been told that there's work for us. Good pay, too.
Indeed.
Although the terms of the time frame wasn't quite expressed.
No, because I do not know how long you want to stay. But anyone who's willing to travel to my, well, freshly founded city, like, and help us expand, I offer 75 gold right now.
And the husband, he's passing around alcohol because you had paid for uh, the drinks. And go ahead and roll a persuasion with advantage.
You gotta love alcohol, man. It's such a great deal, way to make a good deal. That would be a
25.
Yeah.
All right. So they all say, "All right, we'll come. Is this intended to be our payment for the entire work?" Though.
That depends upon the situation, but not really. If you intend to stay after getting there and so on, we will figure it out. But it will be for helping constructing the a few basic buildings and yeah,
Well,
help secure the settlement.
well, right now we're making about. It looks around at everybody, and they're kind of, and you hear verbally a lot of twos and a lot of threes. Some people make 5 gold per day, but it's mostly twos and threes. And he's like, well, about 3 gold per day. There's a few of us that make 5, and some of us make 2, and so we'll say 3. So this is a good down payment. We'll go up there. We'll definitely go work. You have a lot of wood up there, I take it, to work with.
There are indeed trees up there.
All right. And the one who makes 5 is rather dressed nicely, kind of like a fluffier purplish robe, uh, and you can tell that they are some type of skilled laborer.
May I inquire what you do?
I'm an invoker.
Oh, that indeed would be useful to have around.
He says we go to the Druid Grove and we pray, and we fill our warehouse with wood without cutting.
That indeed would be very useful to have.
We invoke the ancient spirits of the forest to provide for us without harming.
May I ask, are you willing to move if you get a good opportunity? And not just go to work there for a while? Because you sound like exactly one of the people that would be needed at our settlement.
Roll a different persuasion, just flat out, without advantage.
Oh,
You you seem honest enough in our dealings. I believe that there's enough invokers here that we probably could make a deal.
because I indeed intend to maintain the land more than exploiting it. I, if we can, we would love to improve upon the lands there because the former lord, I do believe, was rather harsh to the ground and the people living there. So Yes, it would be greatly appreciated. Any one of your skills.
What would the pay be?
You say you're making 5 gold a day now, right?
Yes, most days it's 5 gold.
I will I will equal that offer.
Eh, I already have a home here, though, and a family, 2 kids in school.
What does your wife do?
She tends to the garden.
Just your home garden or what?
Yes, just a home garden. Her job in town is to purify the well.
Well, pure water is also needed. So, and what does she make?
Make?
How much does she earn?
Oh, um, she does it for free. She does it for free.
I'll tell you what,
People give her gifts and things, and we get baskets of fresh fruit and meats, and free stays at the inn, and free drinks, and free furniture, and you know
this is what I will do. I will give your wife 2 gold a day. Give you 5 gold a day. And I'll grant you the 75 as a signing bonus.
you have a deal for now. If it becomes too violent or there's too much thievery, though, we will, instead of enacting in that violence, just depart back to our town.
Agreeable.
Alrighty. Do you want to end the session there, or you want to keep playing for like another half hour? Or are you good?
We can keep playing.
Okay.
Mommy.
All right. So all the workers that are there, the other 13 agree to the wage that you agreed to, which was how much?
75 gold and
Right.
now and then 3 per day after. After we actually never set a time limit.
Okay. 75 gold now. Now
Thinking.
times 14.
Sorry.
Well, times 13 others.
Dolly's annoying.
And then 3 gold per day.
That would be 1,225.
All right. You're spending a lot of big money here, man. You're getting
It's
getting a lot of road building and supplies and stuff done.
Yeah. Well, like I said so many times, that's the stuff I actually enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That's actually one of the reasons why I've been saving a lot of money.
All right. Well, after you divvy out these individual pouches of money, they take their money off the table, and as soon as they start talking about transportation, Jinx walks back into the inn, and he says, "Well, I've acquired some vessels to transport the goods. how goes it in here? And he looks around and sees all these other people. Wow, it's busy in here for the final final day of drinking.
Well, I found you some traveling companions.
Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. And they all kind of like, yeah. Like, well, when are we gonna leave? And he's like, oh, so Jinx is like, oh, well, they want to leave right now. Probably should wait till the morning, I imagine. That'd be safer. You'd be able to get to town in the morning by midday or so.
I look to the female gardens, and I do believe that you have a last thing to do before you leave as well. The one I gave the roses.
Oh, yeah, of course. So she says, yes, at the moon's crest. That's when we do our praying in the Druid Grove. I still have a little bit of time yet to get there. And so now everybody in here is drinking and having a good time. It's about 18 people total in here.
And I used just about half my gold supply so far.
Okay.
But indeed, I do believe that we've gotten some skilled workers, and indeed found just the Invoker and the Purifier alone has been worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Because the Invoker's good for 50 wood a day. Which right now you don't exactly have anything to compare that to know if that's a lot or not. But it's a good amount. For one person especially. And for the trees not to disappear because they're not being harvested the traditional way.
Yeah.
So they essentially make them a renewable resource. But
Indeed.
you also have a vast majority of your people actually cutting trees down.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it plays out.
Good thing I got some extra tents.
So it's about this time that a orc comes kind of stumbling into the bar a bit. And he's trying to order a drink. Everybody kind of looks up at him, and they all seem to recognize who he is, and then go back to drinking and talking amongst themselves. The orc, the orc goes up to the counter, and he doesn't care what they give him. He wants anything, and he puts down 5 gold. And so,
if I can hear that he puts down money, I say, "Don't worry about it, friend. Tonight I pay."
All right, I appreciate that. Who might you be?
I am Askrim. And who are you?
I am Darnox Scruggs, tattoo artist.
Oh. It's rare to see one of your profession.
What, an orc in my profession? Or just my profession?
Your profession.
I see.
I actually never met a tattoo artist before.
Well, there's not too terribly many of us out there. I'm certainly the only one in this town as far as I know.
Do you get a lot of work?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Most of the Sentinels have tattoos. In fact, I think that's part of their initiation from apprentice Sentinel to a Grand Sentinel, and then eventually, try to vie for the head huntress. So the more tattoo markings that they have, the more powerful they are. Because the tattoos are magical themselves.
Oh, you mean like this one? And I kind of like pulled my tunic aside.
What is the tattoo that you have?
The tentacle one.
Oh, yes, exactly like that.
Huh. I came across it, and yeah,
Well, they're not all exactly like that, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah. I came across this in my travels, and I sadly don't know much about them, so maybe you can tell me some. I would love to know more.
Yeah, there's quite a few different tattoos. Most of them are believed to be natural technology, and it takes quite a lot to recover them. They're usually found in ruins. There's several of them. I'd say about 15 or so kinds so far that we found. I think there's other kinds that we keep finding new kinds every once in a while, and some apparently give you wings and fly. I focus more on ones that cast light or store spells.
Hmm.
Bells.
Well, what can you tell me about the one I have? Like, all I know is it creates some tentacles that.
Yeah, whenever you activate it the tattoo disappears off of you and it appears wherever you are. If you have the tentacles, then you're wherever in a certain area you could sprout tentacles up out of the ground and hit something with it.
Well, if they take a certain amount of damage, do they just disappear or do they return to my chest?
Oh, you get to use it. It comes back the next day,
Oh,
like sometime when you're sleeping or something, and you wake up and it comes back. I don't know.
that indeed is useful. Since I didn't know much about it, I had been kind of hesitant about activating it.
Yeah, well, it's pretty powerful magic. If you can't contain, well, you're gonna be fine with one, but the more that you get, the harder it is to contain them, and then you might eventually. That's the bad thing about these things. Eventually, they might turn around on you.
How much would a tattoo cost? Just out of curiosity.
Well, it depends on which one you get.
So you said you had some that for light, and you said you.
Yeah, those are like
Oh.
the basic ones. I just do those ones for 25 gold.
What other ones do exist then? Well, you should still have the VOD, so.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for Asgrim's session. His first session, well, his second side session overall, but his first one here, and Emil Alda. He's gonna go ahead and adventure here in 2 more weeks, or well, maybe before then. I don't because well, actually, you and the other group are lined up perfectly because they also are now at their midnight going to sleep. So
That's perfect.
once they go, then you go. All right.
Sounds good.
All right, man. All right, everybody. I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. I offer this for free, though. No charge, no paywall at all. There's no money requirement for you to watch this content. Just
Only requirement here is stay awesome, dudes, and do this.
catch you later.